Oh no. Oh no. 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 Battletoads is the most infuriating game I've ever played. Thanks for watching Tommageddon. Tell me goodbye! Alright, let me elaborate. Battletoads is a side-scrolling beat-em-up released on the NES in June of 1991. Despite how famous this game is, I hadn't really heard much about it. I mean, I knew it existed, but beyond that, nothing. I guess it just flew under my radar, and that's surprising, because it was produced by Rare, one of my favorite game companies. The game was a response to the popularity of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, trying to cash in on their popularity. There were plans for merchandise, and there was even a pilot episode for a Battletoads TV show produced by Deke. It never got picked up. The game itself developed enough of a following to warrant 2 sequels, Battletoads in Battle Maniacs and Battletoads in Double Dragon, as well as a Game Boy version and an arcade cabinet. It was included in Xbox One's Rare Replay in 2015, and apparently a brand new Battletoads game is coming in 2019. It's also noted for being one of the most difficult games ever made. Of course I thought to myself, how bad could it be? I've beaten super ghouls and ghosts! I can handle it! What a fool I was. You see, this game is fucking hard! To a ridiculous degree. It doesn't seem so bad at first. You've got the first level, beating up some pigmen, jumping across cliffs, fighting a giant robot boss. It's a cakewalk. No problems there. Second level, a little more difficult. You have to navigate down a giant crater filled with traps and enemies. That's not too bad. It's a pretty fun level. And then there's level 3. It's fucking impossible! You jump on a hover bike and have to dodge around random walls. It starts out simple enough, and each obstacle is telegraphed beforehand, so you've got a decent amount of time to move out of the way. Until you get to this spot. This is fucking ridiculous. All you have to do is alternate up and down. Up and down, that's it! But it gets faster and faster and faster, to the point where it's all but impossible to react quick enough, and you will inevitably send your hoverbike caroming into a wall at the speed of go fuck yourself. Maybe some people out there can do this, but I don't have anywhere near the speed or reaction time required. Turns out there's a warp point, this shiny thing right here. It'll skip you past the rest of the level, but I didn't know what it was until much later after the fact. And it went by so quickly I didn't even have time to register what I was looking at. I finally got past this level by fucking cheating. I started out playing this game legitimately on a Retron system, but after wasting 5 whole hours of my life trying to get through Turbo Tunnel and making absolutely zero progress, I fucking broke, downloaded an emulator, and slowed the game down by 50% for this level. Even then, this level took me ages to complete because it requires split-second reactions and pixel-perfect movements. After this point, if you manage to get past this point in the first place, you don't really do a lot of fighting. Like, the first 2 levels throw enemies at you, left, right, and center, but after level 3, there seems to be more focus placed on stage gimmicks and dodging traps. Normally, I would say this is fine, but considering the game was marketed as a side-scrolling beat-em-up, I'm a little miffed. Then again, I suppose the game devs never thought anyone would make it this far, so who the fuck cares? Even with the absolute dearth of enemies, the game doesn't get any easier, but it's all false difficulty. If you're not familiar with the term, let me explain. I'll use the level Terratubes as an example. You're running along and you come up to this random hole. The only way forward is to jump in. Fair enough. Problem is, at the bottom there are these spikes, and the only way to survive is to angle yourself into this pathway here. This wouldn't be a problem if they gave me time to react to the spikes, but of course they don't. The only way to survive this trap is to know it's coming, and that is false difficulty. The vast majority of times you will die in this game are because you run into some kind of instant death trap that you couldn't possibly see coming, and you're left sitting there thinking, oh, I died again, this game is so hard! when really it's not. It's just a cheating fuck! If you want to beat a level, you'll have to play it over and over and over again, fumbling into every trap just so you can memorize the sequence. And this is made even shittier by the limited number of lives you have. Once you're out, it's back to the fucking beginning with your ass! So you have to play the whole game again just to get back to the part where you're stuck on, and there's no guarantee you'll survive, because a lot of the platforming in this game requires pixel-perfect jumps, and if you're off by just the tiniest bit, go fuck yourself! Back to level 1, peasant! Have fun with the fucking hover bike for the 837th time! One of this game's biggest features is its two-player mode. You would think that having two people would increase your chances of survival. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It makes them infinitely worse. You see, you can hit the other player, so if you're not careful, you'll beat each other to death before you get anywhere. In vehicle sections, they're just another thing on the screen to pay attention to. And oh yeah, there's a glitch. On the off chance you and your friend reach the 11th level, Clinger Winger, which requires you to run away from a ball of light on a unicycle, Player 2's controls freeze up. They can't continue the game past this point. I didn't get to play this game two-player, so I don't really have footage, so here's some I found on the internet. Looking at videos on the internet of people who can speedrun this game, you can just tell how many thousands of times they must have played this game. I'm willing to bet these people could play the game with their eyes closed at this point, because the sequence of events is so well ingrained in their minds. There's no talking, there's no merriment, there is only Battletoads, and the void that it starts eating in the souls of all mortal men who dare boot up the cartridge, a vast expanse of nothing, where formless, shapeless demons play forever the pause menu music, as all that you are, all that you were, and all that you could have been is just stripped away! Jeez, this game took me to some dark places. So, unpopular opinion. I kind of hate Battletoads. Not the series as a whole, just the original game. I've played the other games in the series, and they are much more fun and enjoyable. Some people love the original. They like the challenge. Personally, I'm a casual gamer, and I don't feel that playing a game should require the same level of time and devotion as fucking brain surgery. Actually, of the two, I feel brain surgery would be a bit easier. It's actually hugely disappointing to me that I wound up with such an intense burning hatred for this title, because it was made by Rare. They put out so many good games, so many of my all-time favorites, like Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, the Donkey Kong games, and the first thing ever reviewed here on Tommageddon, GoldenEye. Researching the game, I found this title came out around the time the video game rental industry was just starting to take off. It is speculated, and entirely plausible, that the reason Rare made this game so stupid difficult was to ensure people bought the cartridge, by making the game impossible to complete within the span of a week, which is about what you have with a rental. I understand why it was done, but seeing tactics like this from Rare, a company that would go on to be so influential and create such quality content, it's disappointing. Honestly, I'm having trouble finding anything else to say about it. I would generally try adding some fun, witty commentary about this game, but it has me so salty I could shit a basket of fries. My original script for this review just had me screaming wordlessly into the void for 10 minutes, while clips of me dying over and over again played in the background. It probably would have been a better representation of how I feel about this game. I've been Tom. Thanks for watching Tommageddon.